This is the most expensive swim bait unboxing that you have ever seen. I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I've been waiting months for this, but I ordered, I believe it's 17 Hinkle Shads. You heard me correctly, 17. They finally showed up. I've cracked open the lids here, but I actually haven't pulled any of the boxes out yet. So I figured I'd take you guys along and just kind of share my thoughts. So let's jump into it. Which one do I open first? Let's see. I've got two different variations. I got a bunch of shads and then I got some trout, which I've actually never seen the trout before. So if you guys have a trout, Hinkle trout, post it down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Is it a good bait? We'll see. I'll take a look at these. I think these are the trouts. So I'll save those for the end. So stick around to the end if you want to see the trout. There's not too many of them out there. I haven't seen many of them. You rarely see them on YouTube. They're super expensive to get. And I think I've got 4 of them in here. So we'll get into those later. Let's start with the little box first. Check this out. Let's kind of move some of this out of the way here. Kind of jump into it. All right, guys, so we've got Hinkle Shad. That's what the box looks like right out of the shipping container. Pretty simple, but super cool at the same time. So really neat there. Awesome. So this is what it looks like coming out of the package. As you guys can see, we have an unfinished blank right here. And then it comes with the tail components, the eyes and gills, and hooks, it appears. So all of these baits come unpainted. They work phenomenally. Honestly, if you guys have watched my swim bait video from the past that I did, these are probably my number 1 or number 2 glide baits on the market. They have an extremely slow sink rate. I believe they look so realistic depending on how you paint them. But they've got the scales, the gills, the eyes, everything. So very, very detailed swim bait. And what I think makes these the best is their glide and sink rate. So any good glide bait, when it's going along, the wider the glide, the better the bait. And this bait has a very wide glide. Also, the sink rate, as I mentioned before, these baits sink super, super slow. So, I mean, it's something like this probably. Like very, very slow. Probably less than a foot per second. Golly, probably even less than that. Probably a foot every like 3, 4, 5 seconds. So depending on the size of the hooks, that matters big there. But I'm super excited to have these again. I've had 2 in the past. Like I said, this time I ordered 17. But that's the shad right there. This one came with red fins. I got red fins and then smoke fins. I believe, let's look here. I believe these are probably gonna be the red fins. Yeah, still red. Red fins in that one, so that's the same there. Back there. Let's check out this box, guys. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Look at that box. Packed full of shads. This is awesome. This is like Christmas morning. Same packaging here. I assume these are the shads. It looks to be the same size. Yeah, so perfect. Here we go. Everything's the same in this box. As you can see there, except the only thing that's different are the smoke fins. So you have these smoke fins and red fins. Those are kind of the 2 different options that he produces. Honestly, I don't know if it makes a huge difference. I think with a bait this size, it's more for looks, depending on the paint scheme or whatever you're trying to go with. I can't imagine that just the color of the fins would make a difference, but who knows? If you guys have used a Hinkle Shad before with the red or the smoke fins, comment down below on what is your favorite color fins on these baits. I would think that because the size of these baits and what they look like, I would think the fish are keying in less on color and micro colors, kind of like the fins, and just keying in on the overall size and profile of the bait, looking like a gizzard shad or, you know, I don't know, some other big type of shad that's out there. So those are kind of the two different options there. This is sweet. Like I said, I'm not going to open every one of these up. I think these are all the same, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, same. So those are going to be all the smoke fins and the smoke shad. Every one of them comes with the eyes, the gills, all the fins and hooks. So that's that. Let me make sure I'm putting everything back in here so I don't lose anything. And I will take you guys along for this. I actually paint my baits. So I'm going to end up painting every single one of these, and I will be selling some of them as well. So if you are interested in that, drop a comment down below. When I paint them, and I'll make a video on that, but when I paint them, finish them, clear coat them, all that stuff, put all the baits in, or I'm sorry, the hooks and eyes and gills and all that other stuff on them, I'll show you guys exactly how I do that this time around, and I'll release at that point if you're interested in purchasing some, how you can get in touch with me, and one of these could be yours. Absolutely. So let's see, is that the red one? Yeah, that's the red one. These separate. So that's the shad. That's one of my favorites all around. I have caught so many big fish on that, I believe it's 9-inch glide bait from Hinkle. They're a phenomenal, phenomenal glide bait. I know they're super expensive. It's unbelievable how expensive they actually are, but are they worth the money? That's up to you guys to decide. They're just, honestly, like I said, it's probably my top 2 glide baits. I've used a ton of glide baits in my lifetime, and it's probably top 1 or 2 at this point in my life of overall performance and what it actually produces. So it's not just a good looking bait. It doesn't just work, look like a good glide bait, but it actually produces big bites as well. And I'm sure you guys have seen in other YouTube channels as well, a lot of the guys use Hinkle Shad as their glide bait of choice, and that's no coincidence. It's because it's a good bait. It definitely produces. So in terms of the price, super expensive. That's up for y'all to decide. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you should spend $1,000 on a swim bait for fishing. It's kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but however, that's just the going rate for them these days. And if they catch you a fish of a lifetime, I would say that it's worth it. I mean, you're going to go out and spend all this money on a boat, gas, car, truck, whatever it may be, fishing tackle. You spend all this money and time and effort being out on the water, and especially if you're a trophy hunter or going for the biggest bass possible, then if you buy that bait and it catches you what you are going after, my opinion on that is it was worth it. And anything in life, if you buy the tools necessary to produce the results that you want, regardless of how expensive they are, if you can afford it, obviously being smart about it, then it is well worth the investment. So that's my 2 cents on it. But yeah, these are all shads, kind of ridiculous, but super excited to have them. This is cool. I'll put these down here. And then let's open up. This is what I'm most excited about, are these trout. So I've actually never seen these in person, which is going to be really cool, but you can kind of see. That's what it looks like in the box. These things are already much bigger. Let me show you for a size comparison. That's a 9-inch shad. Okay, guys, so I'm excited to see this. This is the trout. Look at the size difference in that. I mean, it's not even close. So we'll see how big this is. I'll keep this out for a comparison. but this is the moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's sick. All right, so same thing, guys. When you open the box, this is what it's gonna look like. Same thing, kind of a little bit of bed of grass and unfinished swim bait with eyes, big old fins on this bad boy. I got smoke. I think there's some red ones in there as well. And then let's take a look. There should hopefully be hooks. Yeah, here's some hooks as well. So it comes with everything you need. You just really need to either get it painted or paint it yourself. I'm not gonna paint the trout. I have not really experimented with a bunch of trout patterns yet. Let's take one more of these. I have not really experimented with trout patterns yet, so I'm just gonna probably get this one done by someone who knows how to paint trout. But as you guys can see here, this bait is humongous, which is awesome. This is so cool. This is ridiculous. This is probably just gonna go in my office, if I'm being honest with you guys. I don't really have anywhere around here in the Southeast to fish this bait, and I think it's gonna turn out so well if someone paints it properly. I'll probably get like a rainbow trout pattern painted on this, maybe a brook trout. I'm not sure yet, but it's probably just gonna go on my desk. Probably won't use it. It's just stinking massive, but who knows? You never know. I might throw it. I've got 4 of them, so who knows? Maybe I'll throw one and try to catch my personal best, try to catch an absolute freak here in the Southeast. But that's the Hinkle trout. I believe this measures in at 12 inches. I mean, it's absolutely huge. You guys can see that. I mean, like that's my arm next to it. So I guess it's as long as my arm. And that's with the tail, so that's like 12 inches. Let's compare it to the shad. I'll put the tail on for you guys real quick. Now this isn't permanent, so you have to glue these on, but we can slide them in here just for the sake of comparison. So there's our 2 baits. So as you guys can see, I mean, this shad is 9 inches long. This trout has got to be, I don't know, 12. But that's what it looks like there. Absolutely ridiculous. That is awesome. So I'm pumped for that. So I'll show you guys, as I mentioned before, I'll show you guys the whole process of making these. I paint all of these myself. And then with the trout, I will show you guys maybe in that video as well. I don't know. We'll see how that whole process shapes up, but I'll keep you guys updated. But once I get the trout painted, I'll show you guys an after photo once I get this bad boy going. This is, like I said, what I'm most excited about. Just an absolute beast of a swim bait. So cool that I got my hands on some of them. And very excited to fish these baits and just see them in the water, specifically fish the shads, and then just see how this swims in the water and performs. Because again, I've never used this bait before. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Comment down below, like I said, if you guys have used these baits before, or what's your thoughts on them. I mean, it's a crazy world out there. The swim bait game is preposterous. It's just straight up wild. It's the Wild West. But they catch big fish. So as I mentioned before, they can be worth it to the right individual, and they are worth it to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that unboxing video. As you guys can see, these are really pristine baits. They're absolutely ridiculous. I'll keep you updated along the entire process. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the videos coming out down the line. Again, I'm gonna keep you updated with all of these baits. Go ahead and share the video with your friends. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all your comments. I will talk to y'all soon and keep you updated.